Hi everyone, today we are going to demo EBI Premium, which is a web and tablet application that will transform the way that you implement and evaluate evidence-based interventions, or EBIs. So at Sociometrics, we offer digital subscriptions to many different EBIs that have been proven to promote healthy behaviors and decrease risky behaviors. So educators and health practitioners can use those EBIs to make a difference in their communities. And EBI Premium provides a lot of additional features and upgrades. It's been called the future of evidence-based behavioral intervention delivery. So let's get started and show you what EBI Premium can do. And I'm going to be demonstrating using Willow, which is an HIV transmission reduction EBI. It's one of the digital EBIs that Sociometrics offers, and I've purchased a subscription to it, as well as upgraded to EBI Premium. So I can get started using EBI Premium by just clicking this button, Launch Premium here. And here we go. This is the home page for EBI Premium. So it just has some text, introductory text here that gives a little information about how to use the program, but I am going to go over all of that with you, so there's no need to get into it. And we can get started right here with this button by creating a new implementation. And we're going to implement Willow. All right, and it's just taking a second for the new implementation to load, and here it goes. All right, so we can start on this screen where we set up our implementation by entering some details for it. One is your name. My name is Lucy. The implementation site where you intend to implement the EBI, so I'll put in Palo Alto Clinic, and the name of your implementation, so I'll put in Group 1. And this is one of the ways you can track the different EBI implementations that you might have with different groups or at different locations by putting that information in here. All right, and next I'll add some participants. So I can go ahead and add each participant along with their contact information that I want to track and their email address. All right, here we go. So now I've added in Anya Drabkin, and I can add in as many participants as I want. So if I have a whole class of students, I can enter all of their names here to add them to this implementation. All right, next we can schedule each session. Willow has 4 sessions, so you can see that 4 are available to schedule here. I'm going to go ahead and schedule one for Monday at 1 p.m. And I can come back and change these scheduled times whenever I want and add the future times for the other sessions if I'm not sure when I want to schedule them at the beginning. Also, we're going to select whether we're going to be collecting any participant outcome measures. EBI Premium offers a lot of options for collecting different evaluations. So here I'm going to choose a baseline evaluation and a follow-up evaluation. So I will schedule my date for the baseline evaluation, schedule a date for the follow-up, and you could do something like a 3-month, a 6-month, and a 12-month follow-up evaluation if you wanted. Here I'll just demonstrate with one. All right, I press submit and I can see that that was successfully updated and saved all of my information. So the next step is to do my baseline evaluation. So that'll involve making a questionnaire and then collecting data. So first I click here to edit my questionnaire. And you can see there's already a large number of items here. So all of these questions come from a validated instrument that Sociometrics offers with our digital EBIs. This instrument is used specifically for interventions dealing with people with HIV and AIDS, so it's perfectly targeted for Willow. And I can just click to select any of these questions that I would like to include in my baseline evaluation. So say I want to include some demographic information, how old are you, race and ethnicity, gender. I can go ahead and do that here, and these questions will all show up on my evaluation questionnaire. Now, I can also edit questions, so if I want a question but it's not exactly what I want it to be, I can go ahead and click this little button to edit. So this question asks, what's the highest grade you ever completed? And there's a bunch of different options here for answers. Now, if I didn't want all of these or I wanted to change them around, I could go ahead and delete some and add in a new one. And you can see that change is previewed over here on the right, so this is what the new question will look like. And I can press Update Questionnaire, and it'll take me right back to show me that the question has been changed. So additionally, if I want a question that isn't in the item bank at all, I can go ahead and add a new question. And I can select the question type. So I will just go with a text box so anybody could type in their answer, press Save to Questionnaire. And I can see that question is now at the bottom here. Also, if I want to change the order of my questions, I can go ahead and drag and drop them to new places in the questionnaire. So there's a lot of flexibility to build exactly what you want for your baseline evaluation. And once you're done, you can go ahead and save your questionnaire. You can preview it over here, pressing this little preview button at the bottom. And that's going to bring up a page that you can use to either print the questionnaire. So if you want to pass out hard copies and have students fill them out manually or something like that, you can go ahead and do this from here, or you can download it directly as a PDF. So you can email the questionnaire to people in PDF format if you would like. Just one second. All right. Okay, so when you're collecting data, you can also directly email participants right here in this little screen. It'll pop up all the participants who you've entered email addresses for, and you can go ahead and send an email to them. So they will receive an email with the questionnaire. They can go ahead and complete the questionnaire by clicking on a link in that email, and you will be able to see that data in EBI Premium. So all of the data from everyone who completes it will be stored centrally here. You can also input responses manually. So for example, if you printed out questionnaires and gave them to your students to fill in hard copy, you can collect those and input the answers here. And that will allow you to still have the data stored online in a central location. All right. And of course, when you've finished your baseline evaluation, you can press done to check it off and move on to the next step, which is actually implementing your program. So we can see that session 1 is already here for us, scheduled with the date that we put in before. We can go ahead and take attendance. I will mark that Anya Drabkin is there. We can conduct the session right here. And this will show us all of the materials that the EBI has for session 1. So for example, I can click on this introductions activity here, and I will see the actual material on my screen. So you can imagine that if a teacher has a tablet or a computer with EBI Premium pulled up in the classroom, they can refer to this live while they're actually implementing their EBI. Okay. And once you're done implementing your EBI, you can go ahead and record some session notes. You can record the degree of your satisfaction with your implementation and leave some notes on how you feel about that. You can record your degree of adherence. So if you've changed or adapted the EBI in any way to make it work for your context, you can note that down now so you can review it in the future. And finally, there's an option for you to put in some general notes just about how your session went as a whole, anything you want to remember for the future. Once you submit this, it'll all be stored so it can be centrally accessed. And just press done when you're done with each session. And once you're done with all 4, you can move up to the follow-up evaluation. So the follow-up evaluation syncs with the baseline evaluation questionnaire. So everything you did when you were creating your baseline evaluation is mirrored here. I have all the same questions. And that makes it very easy if you want to give the same outcome measures to participants, but maybe just remove some demographic information that you've already collected from the follow-up. It's very easy to do. All right. So once you're done with all of this, you can go ahead to your dashboard by clicking over here, and it'll show a list of all of your implementations. Right now I just have one, but you can look at all of the different ones you've ever implemented. And you can click to see the data that has been collected for that particular EBI implementation. So I'll click here, and I can see for each session the date and the start time that it was implemented during, the attendance for that particular session, and any notes and feedback that I have recorded. So I can access it all very easily here. And then I will also be able to download all of the data from any of the evaluations that I held. So here my baseline evaluation, you can see I can export right here. And what that'll do is it'll download an Excel file. So I can open up the Excel file and see all of the responses that I got to my questions. So the data is right there, ready to analyze. Right now, since I have 0 responses, nothing is actually in the file, but if I'd have many participants responding to the questionnaire that I emailed out to them, it would all be there, easy to see. All right. So that is EBI Premium. I hope you've enjoyed the demo and it's been helpful to you. And I hope you have a chance to try it out in the future. It's a great product. All right, thank you.